Welcome to part 2 of What If Deku Was a Saiyan? And his sister wasn't just family? In a world where people with animal features, extra limbs, wings, and all kinds of extraordinary abilities are the norm, the line between ordinary and extraordinary has blurred. But imagine this, a world where everyone has a quirk except for one boy, a boy named Izuku Midoriya. Born without any special power, Deku is determined to become a great hero despite the odds. But what if his destiny wasn't as simple as it seemed? What if, deep down, there was something far more powerful waiting for him? Join me as we dive deeper into this alternate reality and explore how Deku's journey takes a surprising turn in this world of quirks and chaos. Let's get started. The confrontation between Izuku and Master Karen had ended, declaring the freckled man the winner for having managed to snatch the sacred water that was nothing more than ordinary water that would not give him great power but was still an almost impossible feat to accomplish. Since strength was needed to climb the Karen Tower and at the same time try to snatch the water from Master Karen, who did not make the job easy at all. In the story, 3 people had managed to fulfill their mission. The first was a young martial arts apprentice who took a total of 3 years to drink the sacred water. The second was a small boy with spiky black hair and a tail, taking 3 days to drink the water, something surprising without a doubt. But now there was another person who had achieved it, surpassing both of them. It was a boy with green freckled hair who took only 2 days to drink the sacred water. If Master Karen had to give his opinion about the 3 people, he could say the following. The first to manage to drink the sacred water was a young man of about 20 years old who was an expert in martial arts. His technique when fighting was surprising. He had a very well-defined technique. Master Karen was surprised why at such a young age he was already able to defeat great masters of those times. The second to be able to drink the sacred water was that little boy with a tail who had great speed along with good technique. Perhaps he was not as good as the first subject, but without a doubt he was a great fighter. Something that Master Karen knew he would be a great fighter in the future, and so it was that boy with a tail became a great fighter. And finally this green-haired boy who, despite not having a great fighting technique like the first subject or an incredible speed like the second individual, was not far behind, because despite not being as good as those 2 individuals from the past, the master could assure that if he continued training he would surpass them sooner or later with great ease. But something that surprised him about this boy was that he had a great analytical mind, something with which he could defeat with difficulty a great rival. The master knew that he would be a great warrior in the future and was happy for him. It was a beautiful and cold night that adorned the sky with a beautiful dark along with millions of stars giving a beautiful landscape. We located ourselves in the Kareem Tower where we can see the teacher watching a sleeping green-haired man. Karen, the future itself is uncertain. Anything can happen. But a great threat is approaching, and although I feel bad about this, you are our only salvation, child. Watching Izuku sleep, I trust that you will be able to protect this world. Become stronger, Izuku, and save this planet that is once again in danger. A new morning began where we see a green-haired man stretching before leaving to go to Kami-sama's palace. Izuku, I'm ready, finishing warming up. Karen, before you leave, take this. Handing her a bag of seeds. Izuku, hermit seeds. Master is sure, seeing it. Karen, that's right. When you run out you can come back for more. Izuku, thanks. Saving them, good time to go. Climbing a railing. Karen, Curious about what she'll do. Izuku, flying cloud. Karen, oh, surprised. Did I hear correctly? This boy just asked for the flying cloud. But he was even more surprised when he saw a small yellowish cloud heading towards the green-haired boy. Karen, awesome, tell me kid, where did you get this flying cloud? Izuku, Mr. Goku gave it to me. Karen, I see. Did you know that only people with a pure heart can ride them? Izuku, I really didn't know. Going up to the cloud, it was a pleasure, master. Karen, hey kid, aren't you missing something? Izuku, something? Not that I know of. Oh. How did I get to Kami-sama? Karen, he. I see you noticed. Izuku, master, how do I go up with Kami-sama? Kareem, easy, number 1, you can't go up with a flying cloud. Izuku, I understand, coming down from the cloud. Karen, second, you have the key to go up. Izuku, the key? Karen, your staff, pointing at it. Izuku, seriously. Taking it. Karen, you have to climb to the top of the tower. Izuku, okay. Karen, then place the staff right in the center and make it grow until it reaches the palace, understood? Izuku, understood. Thank you, master, bowing, I'll see you later. Starting to climb further up the tower. Karen, good luck kid. When Izuku reached the top of the tower, he could see where he had to place the staff, so he positioned himself well and then introduced the staff into the space. Izuku, you've. Well, here I go, taking a breath, sacred staff grows. The staff obeyed the freckled man's order and began to grow towards the sky. Izuku, would you? Excited. As the staff continued to grow, the boy grew taller, and at the same time his excitement grew as he rose higher into the sky, disappearing among the clouds. Izuku, this is so much fun. After climbing for a long time, he began to see the enormous temple. Izuku, great. After the staff arrived at the temple, the boy began to raise it with excitement to see Kami-sama with his own eyes. After reaching the top, he managed to see a large temple, but he didn't see anyone around, so he decided to explore it. Izuku, hello. Is anyone there? Exploring, how strange. There's no one there. As Izuku continued exploring, he advanced until he reached the temple. Seeing how everything was empty, only a statue could be seen in front of the temple. Izuku, it won't be found? Arriving where the statue is, hello, greeting the statue, do you know where I can find Kami-sama? I can even talk to statues, I can't be worse. Statue, what do you need it for? Izuku, great, I'm crazy. Shocked, even the statues talk here. Statue, I'm not a statue. Moving. Izuku, jumping with fright. Statue, you can call me Mr. Popo. Izuku, oh. Yes, recovering, my name is Izuku Midori. Just Izuku. Mr. Popo, so, why do you need Kami-sama? Izuku, yes, Master Karen ordered me to come up so he can train me. Mr. Popo, I see. But he can't train you. Izuku, what? Why? Mr. Popo, Kami-sama is too busy to even train you. So I ask you to leave. Izuku, no, I won't. I went up here and I won't leave without being trained, moving forward. Mr. Popo, I order you to stop, getting in front. Izuku, even beside Mr. Popo I have to see Kami-sama. Mr. Popo, no, I won't. Izuku, fine then. I'll force my way through, pushing him. But in a quick movement Izuku was on the ground while being held by Mr. Popo. Mr. Popo, are you leaving now? Releasing him. Izuku, what speed? Surprised, I didn't see him move at all. That was surprising. How did he do it? Teach me how to do it? Mr. Popo, no. Izuku, please teach me. Mr. Popo, no. Izuku, even if we have a fight. Okay? Mr. Popo, no. Izuku, come on please. In fact, if you beat me I'll leave without refuting, but if I win will you let me see what Kami-sama says? Mr. Popo, sighing, okay. Izuku, great. Excited. Mr. Popo, however. Izuku, Mr. Popo, you won't be facing me, but someone extremely strong. What do you say, do you accept? Izuku, is he stronger than you? He nods, I will do it. Mr. Popo, okay. Warm up a little. Wait for me here, entering the temple. Izuku, okay. Starting to warm up. After a few minutes Mr. Popo came out of the temple again, but this time he had someone behind him who had a mask. Izuku, he will be my opponent? Mr. Popo, that's right. He'll be your opponent. Izuku, but I don't see him very powerful. Inspecting him, are you sure about this Mr. Popo? He couldn't respond because Izuku was sent flying by a kick. Izuku, ow. Who was it? Mr. Popo, the fight has begun. Izuku, what? Dodging a kick, but what? Izuku saw how the mysterious subject was in front of him in a fighting pose. Izuku, fine. If that's what you want, getting into a fighting stance, that pose looks like mine. Who is this guy? I shouldn't let my guard down, here I go. Lunging against his rival. Both began to give powerful blows which were evaded by both. Izuku threw an axe kick, but the subject managed to dodge it easily and then attacked Izuku with a sledgehammer blow, but Izuku was able to block it. They both continued fighting for a while until Izuku saw an opening in his defense, which he took advantage of to give him a strong punch in the mask that sent him flying. Izuku, ha, what did you think of my hit? The masked man didn't respond, he just stood up, revealing his face, which surprised Izuku. Izuku, it's me. But how? Mr. Popo, he's just a clone, don't worry, he has the same strength, resistance and speed as you. Not counting your fighting styles, hee. Izuku, I see. That's why his fighting pose seems similar to me, getting into a fighting pose, let's go. I'm waiting for you he. The clone stood up to get into a fighting stance again, to launch himself at Izuku at an incredible speed that he couldn't avoid, receiving a kick in his stomach, knocking the wind out of him and sending him flying. Izuku, coughing, damn, I was just careless for a second. The clone lunged at Izuku again, sending him an axe kick that Izuku was able to dodge with difficulty to get to his feet and launch himself at the clone, throwing a punch that the clone managed to defend by putting his arms in an X, but the impact caused him to be dragged a few meters back. Izuku, he has the same defense as me, how do I beat him if he has my moves? But he couldn't keep thinking because he was trying to dodge a ki attack. Izuku, what the heck? He can use ki. Damn, I hate not being able to use it yet. Izuku dodged another ki attack with difficulty, but it was all a distraction for the clone to approach Izuku and give him a powerful kick that sent him flying and crashing into some trees in the area. Izuku, panting, I can't use ki. My only option is to get close to him and hit him with my martial arts. It sounds easy to say, but how do I get close without getting hit by his ki attacks? The clone launched itself again at Izuku, who dodged it with great difficulty. The clone lunged at Izuku again, throwing punches and kicks that Izuku dodged or blocked with great difficulty. Izuku, damn, his strength and speed have increased even more. How did he do it? Wait a minute, seeing the clone surrounded by a white aura, he's using ki to increase his strength and speed. Izuku dodged a strong kick again and was then sent flying by a punch from the clone that sent him flying. Izuku, I'm in trouble. Standing up, but this excites me Mr. Popo, what will you do now, kid? The clone attacked Izuku again with a strong axe kick that Izuku dodged by throwing a punch to his face, which did not have much effect on the clone who stared at him. Izuku, oh, forgive me. Ah. The clone grabbed him by the head to crash him into the ground and then kicked him hard in the back, leaving him embedded. Izuku, ooh. That really hurt, standing up. The clone grabbed him by the shirt and threw him into the air, then received him with a strong kick, sending him flying and falling heavily to the ground, causing some cracks to appear. Mr. Popo, that's all you got, huh? You did well, kid, the fight is over, the winner is. Izuku, not yet. Trying to stand up. Mr. Popo, that's enough, kid, you're strong, you've already proven it. Izuku, no, not yet. I can't lose like this, starting to stand up. If I lose here, all my effort will be worthless. Nor will everything my master taught me be worthless. That's why. Still, I can't lose. Standing up. Mr. Popo, fine if that's what you want. Continue. The clone lunged at Izuku, throwing a strong kick that he was able to dodge with difficulty, then grabbed the clone's leg and sent him flying into the air to jump, arriving on top of him to throw a strong axe kick, causing the clone to be thrown down, embedding himself in the ground by the strong kick. Izuku, relax your body and mind and remember that strange feeling. And release it. Ah. Giving a scream to the air while being surrounded by a white aura. Mr. Popo, he'll use ki. Surprised. Izuku, bending his knees a little and putting his hands together on top of his knee, Kansas. Me. Ha. Me, generating a ball of ki in his hands. Mr. Popo, can you do the Kamehameha? Izuku, ha. Stretching his arms forward. A huge sphere of ki shot out of Izuku's hands and headed towards the clone, who was still embedded in the ground, causing a huge explosion. When the huge attack ended, you could see a huge crater where the clone was, where there was only rubble. Mr. Popo, I won. Surprised. Izuku, panting, I won. He. I was able to use ki. How great, falling from the sky unconscious. When Izuku fell unconscious, he created another crater, seeing the entire battlefield with craters or debris everywhere. Mr. Popo, approaching Izuku, well done, kid. Rest. He is definitely someone powerful. But he can't use his ki well. You still have a long way to go. A few hours passed since the battle between Izuku and the clone, in which our green-haired man emerged victorious, who was getting up with difficulty. Izuku, ouch. What happened? Mr. Popo, you won, kid, well done. Izuku, Mr. Popo. Gain. Really? He nods, that's great he. But I'm starving. Mr. Popo, here, eat, offering him a huge plate of food. Izuku, thanks, eating quickly, I'm done. Thanks. Now that I remember, I guess I won, right? Mr. Popo, that's right. You'll see Kami-sama, advancing, follow me. Izuku, that's great. Following him. Both advanced until entering the temple where Izuku could see that it was a huge place but that it transmitted a feeling of peace. Both advanced until they arrived in front of a huge door where they entered to enter a dark room where they could see a huge table full of jumbled papers. Izuku, what happened here? Seeing Mr. Popo. Mr. Popo, Kami-sama is busy, I told you. Izuku, busy. But with what? Mr. Popo, I can't tell you, that depends on Kami-sama. At that moment a voice was heard in the darkness. Mr. Popo, is that you? Mr. Popo, yes sir, I offer it to you, bowing. Help me here for a moment. Mr. Popo, right away, but before that, I'd like to introduce you to someone. Someone? Coming out of the shadows, who is it? When the mysterious voice came out of the darkness you could see someone holding a cane wearing a huge white cape with green skin with purple parts. He also looked older due to the countless wrinkles on his face. Something peculiar was that two green antennas were sticking out of his head. Mr. Popo, Izuku, let me introduce you. He is Kami-sama. The subject now known as Kami-sama had a serious look that would make more than one person nervous. Izuku, Kami-sama? Are you really? Doubtful. Kami-sama, if that's me, why do you have a problem? Izuku, not only that. Well, I thought it would be. Well, you know, different like a normal person with a huge white beard or something like that, not that Kami-sama looks like an alien, hee hee hee. Kami-sama, alien? Hitting him on the head with a club. Izuku, ay, rubbing, damn it hurt. Kami-sama, it was the idiotic point. But anyway, what can I do for you? Izuku, oh yes, Master Karen asked me to come up so he could train me. Could he train me? Bowing. Mr. Popo, kid, I already told you that Kami-sama is busy. Kami-sama, I will, interrupting. Mr. Popo, but Kami-sama wasn't busy? Kami-sama, yes, but it will help me distract myself for a moment. Let's get out of here, leaving the room. The three left the temple to get to where the battle between Izuku and the clone was. When Kami-sama saw the place he exploded with fury for having destroyed the sacred temple. Kami-sama, who did it? Izuku, it was me, ha ha ha. It was a tough fight, carefree, but I was able to defeat him, with my hands on the back of my head. Kami-sama, you did it? Seeing him nod, I see. Idiot. Giving him a hard hit on the head. Izuku, ay. Why does he hit me? Kami-sama, for destroying the sacred temple. Izuku, but it wasn't just me. Mr. Popo also destroyed him by making me fight. Mr. Popo, Judas. Kami-sama, Mr. Popo. Mr. Popo, I can explain, nervous. After that, only loud bangs were heard throughout the place to see Izuku next to Mr. Popo with large bruises and bumps on their heads, both lying on the ground. Kami-sama, pair of fools. Izuku, can we start training now? Desperate. Kami-sama, yes, as you wish. Well, what do you want to learn? Izuku, use ki. Kami-sama, I thought so. You can't use it, much less control it, seeing the large crater where the Kamehameha collided. Izuku, no, I can't use it, embarrassed. Kami-sama, well that will change with my training. Izuku, yes. Excited. Kami-sama, only that will be terrifying, showing a sinister smile next to Mr. Popo. At that moment Izuku felt true terror. But it was too late to change his mind. Thus began Izuku's training, which was divided into two parts. In the morning Izuku meditated for 6 hours to try to awaken his ki. Of course this seemed boring to Izuku, that's why sometimes when he meditated he fell asleep. It was at the moment when Mr. Popo hit him hard on the head that made him wake up. In the afternoons Izuku must feel Mr. Popo's ki to dodge the attacks that he threw at him at an incredible speed which Izuku could not see due to his incredible speed, thus receiving powerful blows that sent him flying. So the days passed in which Izuku could not use ki or feel it, something that frustrated him a lot. In training, Izuku tried to dodge Mr. Popo's attacks, but he couldn't, receiving a strong kick that sent him flying. Kami-sama, again. Izuku stood up to be greeted by a strong punch to the stomach that knocked the wind out of him. Kami-sama, again. Izuku got back to his feet to be greeted by an axe kick that embedded him into the ground. Kami-sama, stand up. He stood up and was now greeted by a strong knee to the face that sent him flying. Kami-sama, get up. He stood up again and was sent flying by a powerful kick that hit him on the chin. Kami-sama, what's wrong with you? Can't you do it? Mr. Popo, whispering, Kami-sama. I think he's starting to go a little too far. Kami-sama, come on. Stand up. Or what, you can't do it anymore. Stand up. Izuku, no, I can't, still not standing up, I can't do it. I'm just useless. I'm a Deku. Crying, Kachan was right. I can't do anything, I'm just a damn stone in the road, frustrated. Kami-sama, child. Izuku, no. Don't say anything, standing up, I just want to be alone, walking away from the place. Mr. Popo, wait. Kami-sama, no Mr. Popo, leave him alone for a moment, watching him walk away. We see/read a green-haired man on the shore of the sacred temple sitting on the shore with his feet in the air watching the clouds. Izuku, damn. Crying, I can't use ki. I'm so pathetic. Really, Kachan was right. Really? I'm a Deku? While Izuku was crying, he couldn't feel someone slowly approaching the boy who was just staring into space with tears in his eyes. Kami-sama, so you were here. Izuku, Kami-sama, surprised, how did he find me? How did he find me? Wiping away his tears. Kami-sama, child, I have lived here for many years. Izuku, oh. Yes. Kami-sama, may I sit down? Izuku, oh yeah, sure. Kami-sama, thank you, sitting next to him, this is good. Tell me, kid, what is that Deku thing? Izuku, nothing important, he. Kami-sama, come on, don't take me for a fool. When you shouted it, you were furious to admit it. Izuku, sighing, it all started when I was 4 years old. My mother and my twin sister visited the doctor to find out about our quirks. My sister inherited the power of my mother and father, giving life to pyrokinesis, but then they told me that I did not have a quirk. Crying, being the first human without a quirk, people started to see me differently. It was always the same. Laughing at me, making fun of me, wishing me death, calling me a freak, and many other things. Everything was bad for me. My childhood best friend along with his sister and my sister stayed away from me, making fun of me, hitting me with their quirks and more. Until one day my best friend nicknamed me Deku. Which means useless. My dream was to become a great hero, save everyone with a smile, but since I did not have a quirk, my dream stagnated. Everyone made fun of me when they heard that I would be a hero. My best friend told me to give up, that I can't be a hero. What if it's true? And if I can't be a hero? What will I do? Kami-sama, Izuku. Never let anyone tell you that you can't do something, don't I understand either? If you have a dream, you have to pursue it. People who don't get very far tell you that you'll be like them if you dream something. Make it happen, period. Izuku just stood with his head down until he felt a hand placed on his head. When he looked up, he could see Kami-sama with a small smile. Kami-sama, whenever you need help or someone to talk to, count on me, he. Izuku, yes, thank you, Kami-sama. Kami-sama, well, standing up, we better get back, you still have to train, so let's go. Leaving the place. Izuku, wait. Kami-sama, what's going on? Izuku, thank you for this, Kami-sama. And I would like to help you with what you do. After our training. Kami-sama, really? Izuku, yeah, whatever. Kami-sama, well, approaching, I need your help. Sitting down. Izuku, whatever I want, I'll do it. Kami-sama, listen Izuku, many years ago there were 7 very powerful spheres that when put together would grant you a wish. Over the years, when they stopped being used, they began to lose their power and are scattered everywhere. I've been trying to gather the 7 spheres until then to give them back their power, but I simply can't. Since I would need to leave the temple and it's something I can't do, that's why I would like you to. Izuku, don't worry Kami-sama, I'll take care of finding them. Kami-sama was surprised he hadn't finished speaking and Izuku had already offered to help him. Kami-sama, thank you. Izuku, there's just one problem. Kami-sama, problem? What is that problem? Izuku, I don't know where to look for them, he. Kami-sama, you're right. Thinking, I know. Standing up, I have the solution. It'll just take a long time, so I won't be able to keep up with your training. Izuku, don't worry Kami-sama. I'll take care of my training, you take care of the solution and I'll master the key, motivated. Kami-sama, okay. Let's go, advancing alongside Izuku. And so I resumed Izuku's training, which at first did not make any progress when trying to use ki, which still frustrated him, but he never gave up because of the words that Kami-sama told him a long time ago, so he tried twice as hard. After a year in which you could see a 14-year-old Izuku, he was still trying to use or witness the ki. He began to feel the presence of Mr. Popo when attacking. At first, he could not defend against Mr. Popo's powerful and fast blows, but after more training, he began to dodge several of Mr. Popo's blows with some difficulty. This surprised and pleased Mr. Popo because Izuku was already beginning to activate the ki in his body. Shortly after, Izuku was able to start activating ki when meditating, beginning to mold it or being able to throw it, only that it exhausted him a little, but it never made him give up until after more time he could throw ki spheres with a little more ease. Everything was going well for Izuku, who was beginning to get a little more excited. Everything was going well until one morning everything changed in the freckled boy's life. It was a beautiful morning like any other, where we can see in the enormous temple of Kami-sama a green-haired man with freckles sleeping peacefully for having worked hard in his training yesterday until he feels something hairy starting to bother him on the face, making him wake up with heaviness to be able to see a little tail of a cute guy who was the cause of his discomfort. Izuku, yawning, "It can't be, I was sleeping so comfortably. Whose tail is this?" Following it with his gaze, seeing that it reached the lower part of her back, "It can't be. Shocked, I have a tail. Ah. Kami-sama, what is this racket?" Entering the room, "What?" Izuku, "Kami-sama, I have a tail." Scared. Kami-sama, "PFFFF. Ha 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 ha," laughing non-stop. Izuku, "What's so funny?" "It's so funny?" Angry. Kami-sama, "Ah," holding his stomach, "Now who is it that looks like an alien, huh? Ha ha ha." Izuku, whisper, "Old man." Kami-sama, "Who are you calling an old man?" Hitting him with a stick. Izuku, it hurt," rubbing himself. Perhaps Kami-sama didn't want to admit it, but he had grown fond of the freckled boy just as the boy had great respect and affection for Kami-sama in every aspect. Kami-sama, leaving aside your tail, I already have the solution to the problem of the Dragon Balls. Izuku, great. And what is? Kami-sama, follow me, leaving the room being followed by Izuku. Both of them leaving the room advanced through the entire sacred temple until they reached a room where they could see a statue of a stone dragon. Kami-sama, here is the solution. Izuku, a statue? Has he already lost his mind? Taking a blow to the head with a club, Kami-sama, don't tempt me to give you another one. Size, po puptai para kekampapa karapupepo kekopuptaipo popukara. As Kami-sama finished saying those words, a huge yellow light dazzled the entire place, blinding them for a few moments. When the light went out, a medium-sized dragon could be seen in the room. Izuku, wow. Kami-sama, Izuku, I present to you Shenlong the dragon god. Izuku, amazing. Shenlong, Kami-sama. Why did you summon me? Kami-sama, I need you to gather the Dragon Balls with this boy, pointing at Izuku. Both of you will travel together everywhere to get the 7 Dragon Balls, smiling. Izuku/Shenlong, what? Shocked. Izuku/Shenlong, what? Shocked. Now Izuku was surprised. Throughout his trip he had lived and seen many things, but seeing a dragon was something he thought was impossible until now. But as if that were not enough, now a dragon will be his travel companion. Without a doubt Izuku did not know what to say, much less a word to articulate. Shenlong, but Kami-sama. Kami-sama, no buts. Both of you will be traveling companions whether you like it or not, understood? Neither responds. Izuku, understood? He nods. Shenlong, is it clear? He reluctantly accepts. Well, since this is settled, I'll leave you two to get along, smiling and leaving the room. Neither of them said a word. They were in an environment that felt heavy and tense at the same time. Izuku wanted to speak, but Shenlong got there first. Izuku, or Shenlong, now. I'm only doing this on Kami-sama's orders. If it were up to me I wouldn't go anywhere with you. Izuku, since. Sighing, hey, how are we going to do it? Shenlong, don't worry about that. I can feel the power of the spheres, so we'll be fine in that regard. Izuku, well, that's one less thing to worry about. But I was saying that because of your manner. Shenlong, what's wrong with that? Confused. Izuku, I don't know. Maybe it's because it wouldn't be normal to see a dragon in the city. Shenlong, now that you mention it. You're right, sighing, well, I have no other choice, starting to be surrounded by a light. That light blinded Izuku for a moment. When it faded, standing before him was a green-haired girl with honey-colored eyes, roughly his height and with a confident posture. But something immediately made Izuku freeze in place. Her outfit hadn't formed yet. Shenlong, I forgot the clothes. Again. Groaning and quickly conjuring a robe out of thin air. Izuku, turning away with his hands over his eyes, I didn't see anything. I swear. Shenlong, now dressed, arms crossed and cheeks slightly red, you better not have. And don't make it weird. Izuku, I'm not. I swear I wasn't trying to. Shenlong, just. Let's forget it happened. Grumbling, call me Shen. Shenlong, it's been a while since I used this form. Seeing Izuku blushing, and now what's wrong with you? Confused. Izuku, why you don't have any sea clothes? Blushing. Shenlong, blushing, looking down to see if it's true, oh no. Covering herself, hey. Did you see? Angry. Izuku, covering his eyes, it wasn't intentional I swear. Shenlong, you're a pervert. Slapping him hard. Izuku, sorry Shenlong. Here, giving him his shirt. Shenlong, pervert. Taking the shirt and putting it on, thanks. Just tell me Shen, starting to leave the room, by the way. Stopping, this never happened. Izuku, what? Confused, I saw you naked? Realizing what he said, seeing Shen slowly approaching, forgive me, I beg you. Shen, idiot. Blushing, slapping him again. Outside the temple were Kami-sama and Mr. Popo waiting for Izuku to continue training. After a few minutes Izuku came out accompanied by a green-haired girl, but something peculiar was seeing Izuku without his shirt but with 2 hand marks on his face. Kami-sama, what happened? Izuku, well. Looking sideways at Shenlong who just crossed his arms and looked away angrily, nothing important. Mr. Popo, if you say so. Let's get on with the training. And so once again began Izuku's training, in which now apart from training with Mr. Popo and Kami-sama he did it from time to time with Shen, who was very good with ki control, only she did not use much so as not to be too worn out by not having power, consequences of having lost the powers of the Dragon Balls. So the days passed in which Izuku understood the use of ki a little better, only there was something that Izuku still had difficulty with, and it was a great disadvantage when fighting, and that was his tail. Flashback. In a training session in which Izuku and Mr. Popo were in a small fight that was witnessed by Kami-sama and Shen, you could see a Mr. Popo attacking Izuku with great speed, which Izuku dodged with some difficulty. Mr. Popo, not bad kid. You're making good progress. Izuku, thanks, confident. Kami-sama, hey idiot. Izuku sees him, don't be too confident. Angry. Izuku, don't worry Kami-sama, I don't have any weak points. Mr. Popo, are you sure? Then let's check, throwing himself at Izuku. Izuku, come on, getting into a fighting stance. But something Izuku didn't know is that Mr. Popo didn't jump towards him but rather his tail, which he grabbed with one hand, lifting him up. Mr. Popo, you lost. Izuku, what happened? I lost all my strength, holding his tail and falling unconscious. Shen, what happened to him? Surprised. Kami-sama, he is a Saiyan. Shen, a Saiyan? Shocked. Kami-sama, that's right, the Saiyans are one of the most powerful races, only they have 2 disadvantages. Shen, 2? Kami-sama, the first is the moon. If a Saiyan observes it carefully, it transforms into a very powerful and destructive form called Ozaru. When transformed, he loses all use of reason and becomes a machine of destruction. And the other is his tail, as you can see, seeing Izuku unconscious. When held tightly by it, the Saiyan loses all his strength, losing consciousness. Shen, I understand. Showing a small smile, thinking of a way to annoy Izuku. End flashback. Without a doubt it was a big problem for Izuku, since it was a great disadvantage when fighting, so he began to think of a way to avoid that problem. After much thinking he came up with an idea, and that was to wrap his tail around his waist, which worked very well for him. And once again Izuku thought that there was nothing more that could surprise him, a serious mistake, because one night when he was meditating to continue perfecting the use of ki, a silhouette familiar to the freckled man appeared before him. Goku, I see you're training well. Izuku, Lord Goku. Goku, the same boy, how have you been doing? Izuku, well, Master Roshi trained me in the art of fighting and Master Karen taught me a few lessons, and now I am with Kami-sama and Mr. Popo learning ki. Goku, looks like you've been busy. Izuku, you could say. Goku, what do you think if I teach you one of my techniques as a Saiyan? Izuku, seriously? Excited, please I beg you I want to get stronger, bowing. Goku, perfect. Very well, pay attention, moving away from the place, I will teach you how to become a Saiyan. Beginning to concentrate ki, ahhh. Changing his hair color to yellow and his black eyes to blue, this is the Super Saiyan. Izuku, incredible. Goku, but there's more. Charging more ki, ah. Changing his appearance, you can see that now a yellow lock fell on his forehead along with his hair growing a little more, this is the Super Saiyan phase 2. And this, charging more ki, ah. Making his hair grow reaching a little below his back, this is phase 3 of the ordinary Saiyan. Izuku, wow. Goku, incredible, right? Izuku, yes it is. Incredible. Approaching, teach me how to transform, Mr. Goku. Goku, sure, but I won't be able to teach you, you have to discover it yourself. Izuku, but why? Confused. Goku, for this, showing his hands that are starting to disappear, I'm sorry. Izuku, well. Don't worry, I'll do it myself, motivated. Goku, that's the spirit now well. To transform there are 2 ways, number 1 is to concentrate ki in your back and expel it all at once and the other. It's a little more cruel but if you do it this way it will be a little easier. You'll have to get angry, the power of the Saiyans comes from strong emotions like anger, so if you get too angry and expel a lot of ki you will become a Saiyan, beginning to disappear, good luck. Disappearing. Izuku, Mr. Goku, I think sometimes he does it just to make me work harder, with a drop of anime-style sweat, but oh well. It would be great to transform into a Super Saiyan. After that talk Izuku continued with the practice of using ki in which he already mastered it better but it still weakened him if he used it a lot. After 2 months Izuku began to try to transform into a Saiyan which apparently was not very complicated for him since he already had a little more experience with the use of ki which is why he meditated to be able to transform. Izuku, meditating, Mr. Goku said I had to concentrate my ki on my back and expel it all at once. Izuku was trying to concentrate too much ki on his back just as Goku said so he went into a meditation pose gathering ki on his back. While that was happening in the distance he was observed by 3 subjects who were Mr. Popo, Kami-sama and Shen who were doubtful of what he wanted to do. Kami-sama, and now what are you supposed to do? Confused by the green-haired man's actions. Shen, well, he asked us to leave him alone to meditate and test an idea. Mr. Popo, but he's been there for so long, he hasn't even moved. Should we stop him? Doubtful. Shen, I don't think so. He'd better keep doing what he's doing. I feel like he's about to break his limits, with a small smile. Returning to Izuku, he continued trying to transform but it didn't work. After a few minutes he gave up, so he got up from the ground in the position he was in. Izuku, it doesn't work. I'll have to do it the other way. Sigh, here I go. At that Izuku closed his eyes to be able to concentrate while in his mind he lived all the words that were said to him when he was a child, the blows that he received from Katsuki and his gang, how his mother always forgot him, how everyone saw him with disgust and hatred along with the time that everyone made fun of him in his dream, so at first he was sad but this quickly changed to anger. Outside, the 3 people who were watching Izuku were surprised because Izuku began to raise his ki like they had never seen before. The ground where he was located began to crack while a white aura that surrounded Izuku's body began to change to a yellow one with lightning around it. Kami-sama, hey! Could it be that? Shocked. Mr. Popo, he will. Surprised. Shen, looks like. He's going to become a Saiyan. Nervous and excited. Again with Izuku, when he remembered all those things from his past he was angry, so when he opened his eyes he began to raise his ki even more along with a loud scream of fury. Izuku, whisper, you'll see. I'll be a hero. Ahhh. Releasing all his ki at once. After having released all his ki, you could see an Izuku with yellow hair along with his eyes that stopped being green and became blue, along with his muscles having increased a little more. Izuku, how strange. So this is the power of a Saiyan, huh? Not bad, he. Kami-sama, not bad. Approaching. Izuku, great, right. Anyone want to see my new power? With a challenging smile. Shen, yeah, why not? Let's have a fight. Izuku, fine, getting into a fighting stance. Shen, attack whenever you want, copying the Saiyan's action. Izuku in a blur of speed threw herself at Shen who was able to dodge with some difficulty due to her incredible speed to react quickly, throwing a strong kick at the freckled man who reacted by covering her to throw a powerful punch in the face that Shen stopped with both arms in an X shape but could not react to a kick she received from Izuku that threw her far away. Izuku, hee, I'm exhausted, falling unconscious. Kami-sama, not bad kid. Are you okay, Shen? Shen, don't worry, approaching, although that blow did hurt me, rubbing the blow. After a few minutes Izuku woke up confused. Izuku, where am I? Mr. Popo, you woke up. Izuku, Mr. Popo who won? Shen, Tai, arriving. Izuku, damn. Well, it'll be for next time, excited. Kami-sama, but that will be later now you have to keep training. Izuku, yes, standing up, let's continue please. Once again Izuku's training began and finally, without any surprise, after a few months, the 2-year period that Izuku had to train with them had been fulfilled. After 2 years everyone had grown fond of the freckled boy, only Kami-sama and Shen wouldn't admit it, but both grew fond of the green-haired boy, for whom they didn't want to say goodbye but they had to, only there was a problem. The boy didn't want to leave at first. He made the excuse that he wasn't ready, but Kami-sama and Mr. Popo knew the real reason for this, so they told him it was time. The Saiyan, knowing he had no choice, asked for a moment alone. Moving away from the three after a few hours Izuku didn't come back, so Kami-sama decided to go look for him. While that was happening Shen was confused. Shen, Mr. Popo, what's going on? Mr. Popo, it's nothing, Izuku was just nervous about going back home. Shen, but why? Confused. Mr. Popo, I'll tell you. And so Mr. Popo explains about the past to Shen, who was surprised by everything the boy had been through and at the same time angry at society and knowing the treatment of her sister and mother who lived the freckled day to day. Mr. Popo, nobody would want to go back, but there is no option. Shen, poor Izuku. Mr. Popo, I would like to ask you a favor, Shen. Shen, what thing? Mr. Popo, protect Izuku, I beg you. Shen, don't worry, leave it to me. Smiling. With our freckled one, he was in that place where he once was when he was frustrated for not being able to use ki. Kami-sama, here you are, behind him. Izuku, Kami-sama, do I have to go back? Nervous. Kami-sama, you have no choice son, I'm sorry. Izuku, I have to change, right? Kami-sama, oh, change is good. Izuku, yes, but it's not easy, I know what I have to do, but if I go back I'll have to face the past and I've been running away for so long. Gets hit by the cane, ooh, why did you do that? Rubbing himself. Kami-sama, it doesn't matter, it's in the past, ha ha ha. Izuku, yes, but it hurt, rubbing himself. Kami-sama, oh yes, the past can hurt, but as I see it you can run away from it. Or learn, throwing a blow with his staff that Izuku dodged, ha ha ha. See, and what are you going to do? Izuku, I'll take your staff away first, taking the staff from him and throwing it away. Kami-sama, no, my staff, picking it up to see Izuku run, hey, where are you going? Izuku, I'm coming back. Running. Kami-sama, come on, hurry up. Returning with Shen and Mr. Popo, they were still waiting for Izuku, who they saw running towards them. Izuku, Shen walking, running past them. Shen, what? Wait for me, following him. Izuku, bye Mr. Popo, thanks for everything. Without stopping running. Mr. Popo, good luck. Waving goodbye. Shen, so now what? Catching up. Izuku, simple. First we pick up my sacred staff and then straight to UA, smiling. Shen, well, I like the idea, but how will we get there? Doubtful, I can't fly like this. Izuku, don't worry, trust me. After both of them got down from the temple, Izuku picked up the sacred staff. Izuku, okay now, flying cloud. At that moment a small yellow cloud came to them so that Izuku could climb on it and extend his hand to Shen. Izuku, come on, get in, offering his hand. Shen, taking it and getting on, good walk. And so the cloud began to travel quickly to reach the UA as soon as possible. While that was happening from the Kareem Tower, the teacher saw the cloud moving away. Karen, good luck Izuku, happy. You can see a beautiful blue sky along with a small amount of clouds, all normal if it weren't for the fact that you could see a small yellow cloud moving at great speed towards the city where you can see two green-haired guys riding on it. Shen, so, what are we going to do now? Izuku, first we enter UA and then we start the search for the Dragon Balls. While becoming stronger, motivated. Shen, okay. But how will you do it? Doubtful. Izuku, what do you mean? Confused. Shen, I don't know. Maybe. Your appearance, since I don't think you want everyone to recognize you. Or do you? Izuku, don't worry Shen, I have everything sorted, calm. Shen, if you say so. Yawning, well wake me up when we reach our destination, transforming into a small dragon lying on the freckled boy's hair to rest. Izuku, oh yeah sure make yourself comfortable, ironically. Shen, thank you, closing her eyes and falling asleep. Izuku, sighing, I can't believe it. After a few minutes they had finally arrived at a big city which did not bring back very nice memories for the freckled boy. They had arrived at the city of Musatafu. Izuku, after 5 years away from the city I've returned, sighing, so many memories he, with a sad look. You should give up. You're just useless. You can't be a hero. I'm sorry Izuku. Forgive me son. It's not a bad thing to dream, but you also have to consider what's realistic. You're just a Deku. Izuku, no, I don't have to think about that anymore, I've become stronger with everyone's help, happy. After a few more minutes Izuku was about to arrive at the UA so he decided to wake up Shen who was still asleep in the boy's head. Izuku, Shen. Wake up, shaking her. Shen, yawning, good morning. Rubbing his eyes. Izuku, transform, we're almost there, seeing the UA Academy in the distance. Shen, okay, getting off the boy's head and transforming back into a human, done. Seeing how the freckled boy put on a scarf that covered his mouth and freckles while he was turned into a Saiyan, so that will be your appearance, huh? Izuku, yes. What do you think? Shen, if they don't recognize you, disinterested, hey, can I ask you something? Izuku, sure, tell me. Shen, why do you want to hide your identity? Izuku, nervous, well. I want to give everyone a surprise he. Trying to hide his nerves. Shen was no fool, she knew that the freckled boy was still uncomfortable and nervous about returning to this place, so she decided to drop the subject so as not to bother the freckled boy any further, since Shen had grown very fond of him even though he wouldn't admit it. After a few minutes, both had arrived at the UA, so they decided to get off their high horse and walk over so as not to raise suspicions. They decided to ask for information to be able to enroll in the academy, so they asked for directions to be able to enroll, which after a few directions they had reached a door that said director, so they decided to knock and then be received by a pass on the other side of the door. Upon entering, both boys saw a kind of dog, mouse, bear sitting on the desk which had an area where it said Nezu, so they deduced that he was the director. Director Nezu, upon seeing both young people, received them with a smile, looking at them closely, a green-haired girl with yellowish eyes next to a blonde boy with blue eyes, only with a scarf that covered half of the lower part of his face. Nezu, good morning young people, what can I help you with? Izuku, we want to enroll in UA, I speak seriously with a cold voice. Nezu was surprised by the boy's way of speaking but decided to ignore it. Nezu, sorry kid, but you can't sign up unless a parent does, with a smile. Izuku, that would be impossible since we don't have parents, seriously. Nezu, I see. Then there will be no problem, you can give me your names, smiling. Shen. Nezu, Shen. And his last name? Shen, sorry but I can't say it, bowing. Nezu, okay. Doubtful, and yours, boy? At that moment Izuku had a debate, he didn't know what to say, should he say his real name or make one up, so Shen, seeing that, decided to support him. Shen, his name is. Izuku, don't worry, interrupting her, I'll do it. Director Nezu I'll tell him but I ask you please not to tell anyone my name not yet, nervous. Nezu, don't worry, I won't. Smiling. Izuku, well. Commenting to take off his scarf and detransforming, leaving the director surprised, my name is Izuku Midoriya. Here's the news of the century, with a small smile. Nezu, it's you. Shocked, boy, you were given up for dead, where have you been all this time? Izuku, unfortunately I can't tell you, but maybe in the future we'll have more confidence and I'll be able to tell you everything. Nezu, okay. And don't worry, nothing will come out of my mouth. Now if you want to know, what will your name be? Izuku, thinking for a while, I have it. Son. It will be Son Izuku, smiling. Nezu, well then everything is ready. Izuku, by the way, director, can I ask you for something? Nezu, whatever. If you trust me you can ask me anything. Izuku, I just wish they wouldn't say my name because there will be some people who will know who I am if they hear my name. Nezu, happy, of course there will be no problem, I will take care of that. By the way, I would like to ask what is your relationship with young Shen? At that moment Izuku became tense because he didn't think about that question, he didn't want it to be revealed that Shen was a dragon god and that it would be known about the Dragon Balls. Izuku, well she is. Damn. I didn't think about what I said to her? Shen, seeing the freckled man's reaction, decided to help him once more. Shen, his sister. Izuku/Nezu, ah. Shen, Izuku is my older brother, smiling and hugging his arm. Izuku, standing up, if that's right. Nezu, okay. Ready, everything is ready. Izuku/Shen, thank you, bowing. Nezu, by the way. I imagine none of you have anywhere to sleep, right? They nod, okay, how about a deal? Smiling. Shen, what kind of deal? Nezu, easy as a scholarship where the student is given a room along with the materials they will need and is given a small bonus for personal expenses. Izuku, are you making fun of us? Angry. Nezu, no, of course not. It's more, typing hurriedly on his computer, and after a few minutes a paper came out of a printer which Nezu will sign to give to the boy. Izuku, upon seeing it, couldn't believe it. It was the scholarship he had told him about, along with the director's signature, proving it was authentic, so he quickly signed it and handed it to the director. Nezu, well now that everything is ready, if you like wait here while they bring you your keys. Izuku/Shen, thank you. While they waited for their keys, Director Nezu chatted a little with the freckled man since Shen had fallen asleep out of boredom. Izuku discovered that the director was a trustworthy person. After a few minutes, a knock on the door was heard. Nezu, you better get changed. Watching Izuku put on his scarf and his hair changing from green to yellow, go ahead. At that moment the door opens, revealing a black-haired family. Nezu, the Yaoyorozu, it's a pleasure, how can I help you? Mr. Yaoyorozu, we came to enroll our daughter at UA Academy based on your recommendation, giving her a slip of paper. Nezu, oh what incredible grades, looking at the sheet, of course she will be able to enter by recommendation. It will be a pleasure to have her with us and thank you for trusting in our safety for your daughter. While they were talking Izuku was able to recognize the girl, it was the same girl who told him he could be a hero, so she only showed a small smile that could not be seen because of her scarf but could be seen because of her eyes. Shen, who had woken up at the time the Yaoyorozu had trained, saw the freckled boy's face, so she decided to play a little joke on him. Shen, whispering, you don't even know her and you're already in love, huh? Joking. Izuku, blushing and whispering, shut up. But when it was time to talk, the Yaoyorozu noticed the presence of both young people, so they paid attention to them. Mr. Yaoyorozu, excuse me, who are you? Shen, excuse me, my name is Shen, bowing. Mrs. Yaoyorozu, and you are? Addressing the boy. When he saw that they were talking to him, he turned to see the director, who looked away because he didn't know what to think. Izuku just decided to talk. Izuku, sighing, I'm not anyone important, I'm just here to be a hero and that's it, serious. Mr. Yaoyorozu, you know, kid, that's no way to talk to your elders. Have more respect for us, brat, angry, don't you know who we are? Izuku, if I'm honest, no, and I'm not even interested, responding coldly. Nezu, entering the conversation, Mr. Yaoyorozu was all you needed? Mr. Yaoyorozu, if that's all, we'll go, thank you director, leaving the place being followed by his wife and daughter. But the girl, as she began to leave the room, turned around to see Izuku and wave goodbye, an action that the green-haired boy copied, which made the girl smile and reach out to her parents. Nezu, well that was one of the most complicated conversations. Izuku, I noticed he. They both laughed a little and after a few minutes the keys of the now brothers arrived and they were directed to a huge building that said High Alliance, entering to observe a gigantic room next to an immense kitchen full to be able to make their food. After seeing all that, both brothers went to their rooms which were next to each other, and when it was time to enter you could only see a bed next to a piece of furniture to store your clothes next to a small desk with some books next to a chair. Nezu, sorry if it's small, embarrassed. Izuku, it's perfect, thank you, director. Nezu, I'm glad, but what will your sister think? Izuku, as long as he has a bed in his room, he won't care about anything else. Nezu, well I'll leave it for the exam to be installed, it starts in a week, I hope you pass, I like you young Izuku, Good luck. Izuku, thank you, Principal Nezu. Once Director Nezu left, Izuku detransformed to rest a little, since using that form was still exhausting for him since he didn't know how to master it, but it also served as training, so he decided to rest a little in bed and fell asleep. After a few hours Izuku woke up and saw that it was already night, so he left his room to go to the kitchen for something to eat, but when he got there he could see Shen eating some cereal. Izuku, what are you doing here? Shen, isn't it obvious? How come I'm really hungry? Izuku, I already noticed. Shen, Izuku is my older brother. Izuku remembered what Shen said to the director, so he decided to play a little joke on her for what she had done earlier with the Yaoyorozu family. Izuku, by the way Shen. Shen, what's up? Izuku, I didn't know you saw me as your older brother, with a mocking smile. Shen, blushing, will you shut up? That's the only thing I could think of. At that she hears Izuku's mocking laughter. You're not safe, idiot. Didn't you have everything sorted out, huh? Izuku, well, I didn't think about that question, with his hands on his neck without giving it importance. Shen, you're a huge idiot. Angry. Izuku, relax, little sister, don't get angry, smiling mockingly. Shen, blushing at how he said it, sometimes you're the worst. Izuku, don't worry, putting his hand on his head, I love you like a sister Shen and I won't let anything bad happen to you, smiling at him, but in a sincere way. Shen just lowered her head blushing and embarrassed for loving her like a sister, so she gave a small smile that our Saiyan couldn't see. Shen, in an inaudible whisper, thank you. Little brother. Izuku, did you say something? Shen, nothing. Embarrassed. Izuku, well. I'll eat some cereal too, heading to the kitchen, do you want more? Shen, yes please. Izuku, okay, entering the kitchen. When Izuku entered the kitchen Shen could only let out a smile along with a tear of happiness that he quickly wiped away. Izuku, I love you like a sister Shen and I won't let anything bad happen to you. Shen, I love you like a brother too, smiling. Izuku, leaving the kitchen, here's a plate for you, handing him a plate with cereal, and another one for me, sitting next to him, enjoy your meal, starting to eat. Shen, enjoy your meal, copying the green-haired boy's action. Izuku, get ready Shen, he sees it, in a week is the exam and we have to enter with the highest grades, determined, let's be stronger and gather all the Dragon Balls, extending his fist, together. Shen, bumping fists with the green-haired man, together, smiling. After having finished chatting and eating, they both went to their rooms to rest. A week had passed and it was the day of the entrance exam where we can see two brothers, one green-haired and the other blonde, both were in front of the entrance of the UA. Izuku, are you ready Shen? Shen, more than ready. Izuku, okay. Let's go in and get stronger, extending his fist. Shen, bumping his fist with the green-haired boy, let's do it together, Anakin. Today was the most anticipated day, the day where all the young prospective heroes had their exam to enter UA, the most prestigious academy in Japan and the entire world. Academy where great heroes such as the current symbol of peace All Might had emerged. It was a huge crowd of young people to take the exam, a few of whom stood out for their mutation quirks, but we focused on two young people from the crowd, a green-haired girl and a blonde-haired boy with a black scarf. Both were among the crowd on their way to take the entrance exam. Izuku was somewhat uncomfortable being surrounded by so many people, but he knew how to hide it perfectly from everyone except his sister Shen, who, upon seeing him, decided to help him. Shen, come on Anakin, let's hurry. Izuku, if you're right, walking. As they both headed to the entrance, they could both hear a voice that Izuku recognized and made him tense and furious at the same time. Come on Katsumi, hurry up. Izuku, turning his gaze, could see among the entire crowd three people that he didn't think he would see again yet, a green-haired man next to two pale-haired men. His childhood bullies were Izumi Midoriya along with Katsumi and Katsuki Bakugo. Seeing the three, Izuku became more tense than usual, something that Shen noticed, who, seeing how Izuku became when he saw them, decided to support him again. Shen, forget about them Izuku, we have to become stronger, extending his fist. Izuku, you're right, bumping fists, let's get stronger. So they both entered to go to their classroom where there were several students waiting for instructions, so they both sat together waiting for instructions. After a few minutes a skinny blonde man with a spiky hairstyle entered, he was wearing glasses and headphones. Good morning dear listeners, here is your hero present Mike, I want to hear a yeah. Pointing at them with his fingers. All. P. Mike, ooh, tough audience. Anyway, everyone is welcome to the UA entrance exam. First, I'll explain what it consists of. First, the exam will be divided into two parts, in which the first will be a written exam and the other a practical one, in which your objective will be to destroy robots. As you can see in your brochures, in that everyone sees the brochures, the practical exam consists of 4 robots, which are divided in this way, showing a screen behind it in which 4 robots were seen. The first robot has the value of 1 point, following with the second, which has a price of 2 points to finish off the 3-point robot. But the last robot is the most gigantic and dangerous, which is why it has a price of 0 points. That's right, this robot is more of an obstacle than anything else, which is why I recommend you avoid it at all costs. If you don't have any more questions, let me tell you the UA motto. Go beyond plus ultra. And so began the UA entrance exam, in which our Saiyan did not have any trouble with the written exam compared to Shen, who had a little more difficulty but managed to answer all the questions. So everyone finished the written exam to begin the practical exam, which started in a few minutes, but Izuku had a question he wanted to resolve. Izuku, hey. Approaching preset Mike, can weapons be used in the exam? P. Mike, of course. We have many weapons here, showing all available weapons, choose the one you like the most. Izuku, no need. I have mine here already, showing his sacred staff. P. Mike, if that's what you want, there won't be any problems. Izuku just went back to his sister to wait for the test to begin. Izuku, stretching, are you ready? Shen, when have I not been ready? Confident. Izuku, ha ha ha, then let's make a bet. Shen, you have my full attention now. Izuku, whoever gets the most points in this test prepares dinner for a week. Shen, you tempt me, smiling, let's do it, you'll see how I end up first. Izuku, that will be impossible. That position belongs to me. It should be noted that all this was heard by all the young people, who got angry with them for speaking so confidently about finishing in first place, something they did not take well. Hey! Approaching him. Shen, what's going on? Who are you? Lita, I'm Tenia Lita from Somei Academy, and don't you think that speaking in such a confident manner is heroic? Shen, if we talk like that, it's because we know we'll end up in first place. Ready now. All the students were furious with them and were about to recriminate them for their airs of greatness, when the doors were opened, where Izuku along with Shen entered, running under the astonished gaze of all of whom expected to be scolded or disqualified. P. Mike, what are you waiting for? Those two have already started. If you don't hurry, they'll take over all the robots. Lita, but he hasn't given the starting signal. P. Mike, for heroes there is no exit sign. Everyone begin. At that point all the students ran out to start getting all the points possible, because Izuku and Shen were already destroying several robots. After about 5 minutes after the test started, there was destruction everywhere, while students continued destroying robots to get points, where we can see Shen with a total of 65 points and Izuku with a total of 67 points. In another part of the place. Nezu, it seems that this year's harvest is going well. Looking at the students through the cameras, so, is there anyone who catches your attention? That explosion guy isn't doing too badly. The girl with the explosions is not far behind, along with the green-haired girl who controls fire along with her great strength. Those two catch my attention, seeing Izuku and Shen. Nezu, not bad kid, watching him destroy robots, let's see how they do it in a more difficult situation, pressing a red button. Both brothers were more than satisfied with those points, so they decided to go up to a building to rest until the test was over, since they were already sure of the points they had. But while they were resting, a huge explosion was heard throughout the place after a big earthquake, and then a big robot that was about 20 meters tall could be seen. At that moment everyone thought of one thing: it's 0 points, so everyone started running to escape from this one. Shen, we'd better go, Anakin, starting to walk away. Izuku was about to follow her but heard a girl's voice among the rubble. Girl, ooh. My foot, complaining of pain. Izuku didn't hesitate for a second and jumped to help her, while he was followed by Shen. Both arrived where the girl had one leg among the rubble. Izuku began to lift it carefully so as not to hurt the girl, so that Shen could then take her out, carrying her in a bridal style and starting to walk away from the place. Izuku was finishing checking if there was no one else left to turn to see his sister, who was carrying the girl, but both had not realized that the robot was about to crush them with the foot of the 0-point robot, so it launched itself towards them. Izuku, watch out! Pushing her away so as not to be crushed by the robot. But Izuku didn't have enough time to escape, so he was crushed under the astonished gaze of everyone as he jumped in to save both girls. Shen, Anakin. Worried. Director, Turn it off, worried. But when Nezu was about to turn it off, something unprecedented happened, because the robot's foot was beginning to rise slowly under the shocked gaze of everyone, because what was causing this was the blonde boy who had been crushed previously, who was lifting it with all his strength. Izuku was able to stand up and then make the robot lose its balance and fall, causing it to be destroyed by the fall. Izuku was in bad shape as he was seen trembling and lying on a pool of blood where it could be clearly seen that he had several broken bones while blood was coming out of his ears and eyes at the same time, but what terrified them the most was seeing him standing, and after a few seconds he fell to the ground. Shen, are you okay? Worried. Izuku, I feel great. He, smiling, but it didn't last long as he started to grimace in pain. Ow, ooh, everything hurts. Shen, 10 eats, putting a hermit seed in his mouth. Izuku, thank you. Eating it after a few seconds he stood up without any injuries. Thank you. All this was seen by all the participants because they saw how the boy was, but after getting up he no longer had any wounds. Mike, time's up. At that moment, a short old lady with a cane approached the students. This was a recovery girl. Our girl, raise your hands all you wounded. Everyone raised theirs, if I guessed, sighing, since. After everyone had been healed, everyone was sent home to wait for their test results. Izuku and Shen went to the UA dorms to rest a little and wait for their results to arrive. After a few days in Izuku's room, he was reading a little one of the books in his room until there was a knock on his door, so he decided to open it, being surprised to find it was the principal. Izuku, Director Nezu, what are you doing here? Nezu, nothing, I just came to give you this, giving him an envelope. Izuku, what is this? Looking at the envelope. Nezu, nothing and congratulations, walking away from the place. Izuku went back into his room and decided to open the letter, in which a device appeared which began to shine so that a hologram of Director Nezu appeared. Nezu, hologram, hello, waving his hand, am I a bear? A mouse? A dog? Do you want to hug me? I am Principal Nezu and young Izuku, I come to give you your entrance exam results. In the theoretical exam you passed with an excellent score of 100 100ths, and in the practical exam you also stood out a lot, getting a total of 127 points, even breaking All Might's record in his times. Izuku, wait a second, but if I had like 67 points, why do I have more? Nezu, hologram, if you're wondering why he has more points, it's because of this, showing the video saving the girl. Apart from this test there was another secret one which was self-sacrifice, that's why by a vote of 10 heroes he was given a total of 60 points. Besides, don't worry about your secret, I have everything solved. Congratulations young Izuku, come on, this is your Hero Academy, your classroom is 1A, ending the hologram. Izuku, sighing, I did it, leaning back in his chair. Shen, entering suddenly, Izuku, how did your results go? Izuku, great between you and UA? Shen, I also entered the UA. But I didn't come for that. It was because of our bet. Izuku, it's true, I had forgotten. And how many points did you get? Shen, puffing out his chest with pride, I got 125 points, so I won, ha ha ha. Celebrating. Izuku, ha ha ha, congratulations Shen, but I won. Shen, how many points did you get? Izuku, there weren't many, it was just 127 points, so I won. Ha 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 ha. Shen, damn. You're mean, pouting. Izuku, a deal is a deal Shen. Shen, yes, whatever, leaving the room. And so the end had come, the day both brothers were ready to start their classes, so they went to their classroom which would be theirs. Upon arrival they saw that the door was giant, but which was because of the quirks of gigantification or mutation. Shen, in front of the door, ready? Izuku, listening to the noise from the living room, no, I'm already regretting this. But let's do it, I just hope they aren't here. Kami-sama, if you really appreciate me please help me, opening the door. Lita, get your feet off your desk, don't you see that you're disrespecting the former students who were here? Katsuki, and who are you? Lita, I'm Tenia Lita from Somei Academy. Katsuki, so an elite, huh? It'll be fun to crush you. Lita, and so you want to be a hero? But it seems that Kami-sama did not hear his prayer, because as soon as he entered he saw his former best friend arguing with a certain pale-haired girl and a green-haired girl who were chatting a little further back. Izuku, sighing heavily, it can't be. Shen, you're in trouble, Anakin, ha ha ha. Izuku, shut up, will you? Shen, ha 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 ha. Because of Shen's laughter, everyone turned their eyes to both brothers, who were just starting to enter to take a seat, but before reaching a free space, Lita approached them to chat. Lita, hi, I'm Tenia Lita from the academy. Izuku, so say, yes, I heard it, it was a pleasure or whatever you call it, disinterested. Lita, I apologize to you for what happened during the exam. Besides, you knew about the secret test, right? I have to say, you're way better than me. Izuku, and what's wrong with this one? Looking at Shen. Shen, I have no idea. Or are they the ones who saved me in the test? Shen, hello, greeting him kindly. Izuku, sighing heavily, great. Uraka, let me introduce myself, I'm Ochako Uraka. Izuku, yes, hello. But it would be better if everyone sat down, sitting next to his sister, the sensei has been waiting for a long time. Those words left everyone in doubt because there was no student or so it seemed. So you noticed me, kid. At least there might be people worth it, that's right, I've been waiting a long time for them to finish talking, getting out of a sleeping bag. My name is Shota Aizawa and I'll be your private teacher. Lita, good morning, sensei. You're new. Aizawa, yeah, anyway, I know it's sudden, but put on these physics uniforms and I'll wait for you at the Gamma field. Everyone was confused until they saw Izuku leave with Shen to change, but there was something that bothered them, and it was that when Aizawa interrupted Lita, the blonde laughed softly, something that everyone heard. In the boys' locker room everyone was putting on their physics uniforms, but there was a little problem. Lita, hey, approaching Izuku. Izuku, what's up, changing. Lita, what is your name? Izuku, you're not interested, coldly. Lita, we all want to be heroes, that's why. Izuku, listen, to be a hero you don't need to know my name, so let's do this. I don't interest you and you don't interest me, and end of talk, leaving the locker room. Something Izuku didn't know was that everything was heard by the girls too, who were also angry with him. In the Gamma field all the students were already in front of their teacher. Aizawa, well, let's start. Katsuki Bakugo takes this, throwing a ball at him. What was your throwing average? Katsuki, 55 meters. Aizawa, okay, now stand in the circle and throw it with your quirk. Katsuki, fine. I'll give him a powerful explosion, positioning himself to throw it. Shin. Throwing him with an explosion. Aizawa, showing the scoreboard, 754.6 meters. Can we use our quirks? That will be fun, excited. Aizawa, fun huh? Okay, let's make it more fun. Whoever comes in last place in the tests will be expelled. All, what the heck? Aizawa, welcome to the Hero Academy, smiling evilly.